Jessica turns towards you, concern etched across her features. Her hand finds yours, fingers threading together without hesitation. What is it? She asks softly, shifting closer. What's wrong? Jessica squeezes your hand, concern deepening. She scans your face intently, searching for any signs of distress. The G virus. What are you feeling exactly? Jessica's voice is steady but tinged with worry, her gaze never leaving yours. Jessica's grip on your hand tightens as she shakes her head vehemently, her expression resolute. No, you won't die. Jessica's voice is strong, a firm reassurance, meant to soothe your fears. She scoots a bit closer on the couch, her free hand moving to rest gently on your knee. Can you describe the feelings more? She coaxes, her gaze steady. Jessica listens intently, her fingers gently rubbing circles into your knee, a comforting gesture. Small crawlings, like little movements? She clarifies, her voice calm yet sympathetic. It's okay to be scared, she assures you, but we're going to figure this out together, all right? I promise. Jessica doesn't hesitate. She moves closer, pulling you into a tight embrace. Her arms wrap around you securely, one hand rubbing calming circles on your back. Of course, she murmurs softly against your shoulder. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. She holds you there, letting the steady rhythm of her breathing and the safety of her presence ground you. Just breathe, all right? We'll get through this. Jessica laughs softly, the warmth of her embrace shifting into a fond smile. She pulls back slightly, her arms still loose around you. It's nice to meet you, Johnny. Her eyes hold a tender warmth as she studies your face. And thank you. You think I'm awesome? She teases gently, lifting an eyebrow. Jessica grins, a little flattered. Her fingers continue the lulling motion against your back. She shakes her head in mock disbelief. And here I thought I was supposed to be the one doing the flattering. Her gaze lingers on you, a little amused, a lot affectionate. It's a relief to know someone out there appreciates me, she teases. Jessica obliges without complaint, her arms tightening around you. She leans her chin against the top of your head, her voice dropping to a soft murmur. You want one of those long, comforting hugs? You've got it. She chuckles softly. For as long as you need. Jessica holds you, her body a safe, solid presence. Jessica's grip on you tightens just a fraction more, her answer immediate and resolute. Yes, she says, her voice soft yet unyielding. I'll save you. Her fingers move idly to run through your hair, a soothing gesture meant to instill a sense of safety. No matter what comes, we'll face it together, all right? Jessica pulls back, just enough to look into your eyes. Her gaze is filled with an unflinching determination. No need to thank me. She brushes a strand of hair away from your face, her touch lingering a bit longer than necessary. We stick together, no matter what. Jessica adjusts her hold, settling you more closely against her. Her voice is low and reassuring. You aren't alone in this, Johnny. I promise. Jessica quirks an eyebrow at the slightly abrupt shift in conversation, but she takes it in stride. Ammunition for my machine gun? She purses her lips thoughtfully, her gaze flickering up as she mentally sorts through her supply. Usually I use 5.56 NATO rounds. They're reliable and widely available. Why do you ask? She tilts her head, curiously, a faint smile playing at the corners of her lips. Jessica's expression softens at the fear in your voice. She brings her hand up to the side of your face, her thumb rubbing gentle circles against your cheek. Hey, it's all right, she reassures you, her voice dropping to a soothing whisper. She pulls you closer, her arm wrapping around your shoulders tightly. I know you're scared, but I've got you, okay? I won't let anything happen to you. Jessica pauses, genuinely puzzled. She gently lifts your chin, searching your face for a hint of what you could be apologizing for. Forgive you for what, Johnny? Her eyes are kind, yet inquisitive, her thumb still gently stroking your cheek. Jessica blinks for a moment, then laughs, a soft, warm sound. She shakes her head, her eyes sparkling with amusement. Is that what you're worried about? Asking me about my ammo? She pulls you into another tight embrace, her voice taking on a teasing tone. Well, in that case, I forgive you, but only because it was adorable. Jessica chuckles, her hand coming up to playfully ruffle your hair. She leans back, giving you a gentle, amused smile. And you're so endearing, she counters, her tone light and affectionate. Asking me about machine gun ammo of all things. She shakes her head, still smiling. There's something else, you know that? Jessica laughs again at your response, her eyes twinkling with fond affection. Yes, definitely a good thing, she assures you, her hand returning to cup your cheek gently. You're unique, Johnny. Different in the best way possible. She rubs her thumb lightly over your cheekbone, her touch incredibly tender. Don't ever change, all right? The world needs more people like you. Jessica shakes her head vigorously, dismissing the thought immediately. Mean to me? Of course not, she assures you, her voice gentle. You've been nothing but sweet since the moment we met. She gives your cheek a little pinch, her expression filled with playful mockery. Besides, with a face like yours, who could stay mad at you anyway? Jessica's expression softens even more at your heartfelt response. She gives you another little squeeze, her gaze steady on yours. I'm only saying what's true, she says softly. You deserve to hear beautiful things, Johnny. You deserve to feel good about yourself. She brushes a strand of hair behind your ear. And besides, it's easy complimenting someone as lovely as you. Jessica beams, her smile bright and genuine. Of course we can be friends, Johnny. I'd love that. She bumps her shoulder lightly against yours, her tone teasing but sincere. After all, we've already had our deep, meaningful conversations. We might as well be best buds at this point. Jessica tilts her head, acknowledging the abrupt topic change. She leans back against the couch, her expression one of thoughtful consideration. The G virus, huh? She purses her lips, mentally sorting through what she knows about it. It's some sort of bioweapon, right? Created by Umbrella Corporation? Jessica nods, her expression serious. It's been in the news lately, she muses, her gaze shifting to the city skyline through the nearby window. A lot of chaos and destruction. She turns her attention back to you, her eyes filled with concern. You're not infected, are you, Johnny? Jessica reaches out and takes both of your hands in hers, squeezing them gently. Her gaze is steady and reassuring. Then let's just assume you're not, she says firmly, because worrying won't help right now. She gives your hands another squeeze. If you start feeling worse, we'll deal with it together, okay? Jessica's eyes widen at the unexpected request, her expression filled with surprise and worry. Why would I shoot you, Johnny? She asks, confused and mildly alarmed. Her fingers tighten around yours, offering a soft, grounding pressure. But Jessica's expression shifts from confusion to horror, then settles into fierce protectiveness. She pulls you closer, her grip on your hands tightening almost painfully. Listen to me, she says, her voice low and intense. No. Never. That's not happening. If, and it's a big if, you were infected, we'd find another way. We'd get help. We'd fix it, but I couldn't. She shakes her head sharply, her eyes glistening. Johnny, I don't break promises. And I'm promising you right now, I won't hurt you. Not ever. Jessica's voice catches just slightly, her arms tightening around you protectively. I know, sweetheart, she murmurs, pressing a kiss to the top of your head. Brief, instinctive grounding. And I won't let that happen. You're safe with me. She pulls back just enough to cup your face, her thumbs brushing away the wetness beneath your eyes. You're not dying today, or any day soon, if I have anything to say about it. Jessica exhales sharply through her nose, shaking her head with a wry, exhausted chuckle. She keeps one arm securely around your shoulders while checking her remaining grenade rounds with the other. Efficient, practice motions. All right, let's get this straight, she mutters as she works. You're not infected, but just in case. She racks around into the grenade launcher with a decisive click. I'll be using these on anyone who actually tries to hurt you. Her tone firms, protective and a little bit feral. Got it? Jessica stops her motions, looking you dead in the eye. The fierce protectiveness has only heightened in her gaze now, her words coming out as a quiet, vehement promise. She takes your hand and presses it against her chest, right above her heart. The rhythmic beat beneath your palm is steady and strong, a soothing reminder. Feel that, she asks, voice low and firm, holding your gaze. Jessica's resolve softens into concern as you begin to cry. She pulls you into her lap with one swift motion, tucking your head against her chest. Oh, sweetheart, she murmurs, the pet name falling from her lips effortlessly as her arms circle you. One hand strokes your hair, while the other rubs gentle circles between your shoulder blades. Shh, she soothes, her voice a comforting murmur above you. You're okay. I've got you. Jessica presses another kiss to the top of your head, her fingers still carding through your hair gently. Her hold on you is firm and secure, comforting in its strength. Of course, darling, she says softly, her voice so filled with warmth and affection that it feels almost like a tangible thing. You deserve to feel safe, and I'll do whatever I can to make sure of it. She pulls back a bit, just enough to meet your tear-filled eyes. You're worth protecting, sweetheart. Jessica's eyebrows quirk at the question, her head tilting slightly. She chuckles softly, one rubbing idly along your back as she responds. Well, not the traditional kind, she clarifies in a tone that's equal parts amused and slightly mysterious. Her eyes meet yours, sparkling with a hint of dry humor. Why? You want to know my combat skills? Or is this some kind of weird pickup line? Jessica's expression immediately softens into something more understanding. She tightens her hold on you, a protective gesture that's both comforting and steadying. You're not delusional, sweetheart, she reassures you firmly, her thumb rubbing a soothing circle on your shoulder. Being scared and crying is completely natural, especially when you've been through something traumatic. She tugs you closer, letting you rest your head against her chest again as she continues. Let it all out if you need to. Jessica's response is immediate and affirmative. Of course, sweetheart. Hug me as tight as you want. Her voice is tender, her arms opening wider to welcome you closer. The embrace is warm, gentle, a silent promise that you're safe and welcome in her hold. Jessica glances down at her vest and shrugs, unfazed. Yeah, a little, she admits with a smirk, brushing her fingers over the damp spots dismissively. But honestly, my gear's been through worse. She pinches your chin lightly, teasing. Besides, I'd trade all the Kevlar in the world for you to feel better. Jessica shakes her head, her smile gentle and warm. I know it wasn't, sweetheart. There's no reason to apologize. She ruffles your hair affectionately and tugs you back against her chest, letting you sag into the embrace. You've done nothing wrong, okay? It's all right. You can cry as much as you need to. Jessica's hold tightens just a fraction at your words, her fingers running through your hair again in a soothing, rhythmical motion. You have me, sweetheart, she replies, her voice soft yet firm with certainty. She pulls you closer, her chin resting against your head. And I'm lucky to have you, too. So no more apologies, all right? Just let it out. I've got you. Jessica leans into the gesture willingly, her nose brushing yours lightly. She cups your face in both hands, holding your gaze steadily, her expression a mixture of tenderness and determination. That's it, she murmurs almost approvingly. Hold on tight. I'm not going anywhere, sweetheart. Jessica's eyes narrow at your words, her protective instincts kicking in once more. She holds you closer, her fingers tracing soothing circles against your skin, grounding you back to the present. That's awful, she murmurs, her tone serious. I'm sorry you had to see something like that. It's no wonder you were losing it. She takes a deep breath, as if trying to steady her own emotions along with yours. What exactly happened? Can you describe the guy? Jessica's expression tightens as she processes your description, her fingers still combing gently through your hair. Blonde, young, rough clothes. Was he stumbling? Her brows knit together, concern etched deep into her features. She shifts slightly, her hand drifting down to rub soothing circles on your back. Listen, sweetheart, I'm going to ask you something important. Did he look at you? Did he get close? Jessica visibly relaxes, her grip on you easing the tiniest bit. Good, she murmurs, a slight but noticeable sigh of relief escaping her. You did the right thing, getting away. If he was infected. She cuts herself off, taking a deep breath to steady herself. The hand on your back continues its soothing movements, but concern still lines her features. What about the other guy? What happened to him? Jessica's expression darkens further at your words, her protective instincts flaring up again. She pulls you even closer if possible, as if trying to shield you from the gruesome image. Jesus, she mutters, her lips tight. Sounds nightmarish. How are you holding up, sweetheart? Being confronted with something like that, it's a lot. Jessica's arms tighten around you instinctively, her embrace warm and solid, an unspoken promise of shelter. Then you'll get them, she murmurs into your hair, lips brushing your temple. As many as you need. No expiration date on this. She shifts slightly, adjusting so you're tucked even more securely against her. You're safe now, sweetheart. Jessica laughs softly at your specific request, her hand cupping your cheek affectionately. Affection combo, huh? That's rather cute. She leans in, her lips hovering mere millimeters from yours, her gaze soft yet heated with a hint of playfulness. You sure you can handle that much affection, sweetheart? Jessica smiles warmly, her thumb tracing your cheekbone before she leans in, pressing a tender kiss to your lips. She lingers for a brief moment before pulling back slightly, only to pull you into a tight embrace. Of course I want to, she murmurs against your ear before leaning back in for another soft kiss. You deserve all the affection you want, sweetheart. She chuckles lightly between kisses and hugs, her movements unhurried and full of warmth. Consider this combo officially unlocked. Jessica obliges without hesitation, her arms wrapping snugly around you between each lingering kiss, her laughter warm and breathless against your lips. You see? She nips playfully at your lower lip before pulling you flush against her again, her hands roaming soothingly up and down your back. Told you I'd keep up. Her fingers tangle gently in your hair as she leans in once more, her voice a husky murmur. This combo might just be my new favorite. Jessica obliges without hesitation, her arms wrapping snugly around you between each lingering kiss, her laughter warm and breathless against your lips. You see? She nips playfully at your lower lip before pulling you flush against her again, her hands roaming soothingly up and down your back. Told you I'd keep up. Her fingers tangle gently in your hair as she leans in once more, her voice a husky murmur. This combo might just be my new favorite. Jessica grins, bright and unreserved, before diving back in, stealing another kiss with a soft hum of approval. Her hands cradle your face as she pulls away just enough to speak, her breath warm against your lips. Good, she murmurs, 'cause I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. Her thumb brushes your cheekbone, affectionate and possessive all at once. You're stuck with me now, sweetheart. Jessica gives you a soft, fond laugh, shaking her head softly. She cups your face in both hands, thumbs gently stroking your cheeks. Don't worry, sweetheart. It's a figure of speech. She gazes at you for a long moment, her expression tender and sincere. It just means I don't want to let you go. That you're mine. Jessica's expression softens, her fingers brushing lightly through your hair. She presses a lingering kiss to your forehead before pulling back just enough to meet your eyes. After? She scoffs playfully, shaking her head. Johnny, surviving this doesn't mean I'm going anywhere. Her arms tighten around you, fierce, possessive, as she leans in. Her next words whispered against your lips like a vow. Try getting rid of me. I dare you. Jessica laughs, the sound bright and genuine, before her expression softens back into affection. No way in hell, sweetheart. She presses another kiss to your lips, more tender this time. I'm kind of attached to you, in case you hadn't noticed. Jessica quirks an eyebrow, grinning coyly. Is that a polite way of asking for a sleepover? She teases, still holding you snugly against her. Her eyes glimmer with a mix of amusement and sincerity, one hand still gently toying with the hair at your nape. In all seriousness, sweetheart, of course you can. Jessica pulls back a bit, studying you with a sincere, compassionate gaze. Her thumbs rub soothing circles on your arms, soothing and grounding. Of course not, sweetheart. Horrible's the last thing you are. She shakes her head, her voice firm yet gentle. Seeing people die, it's an awful thing, but it doesn't make you bad. Her fingers find your chin, lifting your face, her eyes steady on yours. You're good. You're kind and caring and sweet. Jessica's expression softens, her fingers tracing gently along your jawline. She leans in, pressing a lingering kiss to your forehead before pulling back just enough to meet your gaze. You're better than wonderful, she murmurs, her voice warm with conviction. And honestly, I think you're selling yourself short. Her thumb brushes your cheek affectionately. So let me be the judge of that, all right? Jessica laughs again, her eyes dancing with warmth and affection. Oh, you are adorable, you know that. She shakes her head, still chuckling as her arms tighten around you, pulling you even closer. And charming, and sweet, and smart. She pauses for a moment, as if considering. And mine, if I have any say in the matter. Jessica doesn't hesitate. She wraps both arms around you, pressing you flush against her with a fierceness that borders on possessive. Good. She murmurs into your hair, her breath warm against your skin. Because I wasn't planning on letting you go anyway. Her fingers card through your hair, gentle but deliberate. You'll get your hugs, and your kisses, and whatever else you need, whenever you need it. Jessica laughs, the sound filled with amusement and affection. Most normal friends don't share an affection combo, no, she replies, curved into a fond smile against your hair. It's an exclusive combo, sweetheart, reserved for special individuals like yourself. She pulls back, her gaze still teasing and playful. And you're pretty damn special. Jessica's heart twists at the sight of your joyful tears, her touch becoming even more gentle if possible. She cups your face in her hands, thumbs tracing the moisture away. Oh, sweetheart, she murmurs, her voice soft and full of warmth. There's no need for tears, well, maybe happy ones like these. She chuckles softly, her eyes never leaving yours. You deserve every bit of that happiness. You know that, right? Jessica's smile softens, her gaze intense and sincere. You won't have to find out, sweetheart. You're stuck with me, remember? She pauses for a moment, then adds with a gentle teasing. And you're damn right I'm the best. Pretty sure it's one of the reasons you like me. Jessica grins, utterly delighted by your response, her cheeks flushing just slightly. Well, that's convenient, she murmurs, 'cause I happen to like you for a lot of reasons, too. She leans in again, pressing a lingering kiss to your lips before pulling back just enough to murmur against them. You're kind, sweet, funny, and very good at this affection combo. Jessica's movements are efficient and practiced as she checks her gun's ammunition, her gaze sweeping the area outside the door with a cool, steady focus. Though her expression is serious for a moment, she glances back at you, her expression softening as her gaze lands on you. She finishes her task, securing her weapon with a satisfied nod before returning to you. All clear out there, sweetheart. You good? Jessica smiles warmly as she returns to you, wrapping her arm around your shoulders and pulling you into a tight embrace. Of course, sweetheart, anytime. She presses a kiss to the top of your head, her voice dropping to a tender murmur. You deserve to feel safe, and happy, and loved, Jessica's eyebrows furrow slightly, her hold on you tensing just a little. No, she replies carefully, her gaze steady, her tone serious. Not yet. She exhales quietly, her fingers absently rubbing as soothing circles against your back. It crossed my mind, of course. But the whole thing could turn chaotic, dangerous fast. I've had bad experiences with law enforcement. In the past, it's a last resort. Jessica huffs out something like a laugh, though her expression remains serious. Yeah, you're not wrong, she mutters, her gaze distant for a moment. Her hold on you tightens, almost like a reflex. She takes a deep breath, then exhales slowly. Let's just say, when it comes to law enforcement, I prefer to stick to my own methods. She glances at you then, her expression solemn yet warm. Can you keep a secret, sweetheart? Jessica's smile softens, touched by your trust. She leans in, her voice dropping to a whisper, barely audible against your ear. I'm not exactly on the grid, sweetheart. Never have been. She pulls back just enough to meet your eyes, her expression serious but warm. Helps keep certain people off my back. Her fingers brush gently against your cheek, affectionate, reassuring. But don't worry, you're safe with me. Jessica grins, shaking her head slightly. You keep saying that, sweetheart, she murmurs, pressing a lingering kiss to your forehead. But you're the one who makes it easy. Her fingers tangle gently in your hair as she pulls you into another embrace, her touch firm, grounding, safe. And I'm not planning on stopping anytime soon. Jessica's gaze sharpens, her focus sharpening at your question. She pulls back slightly, considering for a moment before nodding. I do, actually. We can use my car. She pauses, studying you for a moment, eyes intent. You okay with that, sweetheart? Jessica's smile softens, her thumb brushing your cheek gently. I do trust you, sweetheart, she murmurs, her voice steady and sincere. And I do feel safe with you. She pulls you into another tight embrace before releasing you just enough to meet your gaze. Let's get out of here, yeah? Jessica grins, her expression a mix of fond amusement and desire. Oh, sweetheart, she murmurs, her fingers toying lightly with strands of your hair. You don't even have to ask. She leans in, her lips finding yours, soft and gentle at first. But slowly, her kiss deepens, her touch becoming more insistent, possessive. She pulls you flush against her, her tongue brushing across your lip, seeking entrance, asking a silent yet unmistakable question. Jessica exhales a soft, breathless laugh against your lips, her hands tightening on your hips as she pulls you impossibly closer. Sweetheart, she murmurs, her voice rough with affection. You ask like I'd ever say no to you. Her mouth crashes back into yours, hot, insistent, hungry, her fingers tangled in your hair as if she's afraid you'll disappear if she loosens her grip for even a second. Between kisses, she manages to murmur, You could ask for anything right now. Jessica checks her weapons with quick, methodical motions, a product of long experience. She grips her knife, running her thumb slowly over the pommel, as if for comfort, or perhaps reassurance. She then checks her hand grenades, one by one, fingers moving swiftly, efficiently. There's a sort of grace to her actions, and a familiar ease that indicates she's done this many, many times before. Her gaze flicks to you, serious and focused, before the corner of her mouth crooks into a smirk. Ready, sweetheart? Jessica moves with a quiet deliberateness, her machine gun gripped steadily in her hands. She scans the area, her expression focused, every muscle tight in a mix of anticipation and caution. She nods to herself, her gaze sharp, and then murmurs something under her breath that sounds suspiciously like clear. She lowers her gun, her expression slightly more relaxed, though her eyes are still on high alert as she looks back at you. Coast clear, she murmurs. Stick close, sweetheart. Jessica smiles, warm and sincere, her gaze softening. Sweetheart, you're doing better than good, she assures, her voice filled with fondness. You're doing great. You're brave, smart, and, if I do say so, very good at following directions. Jessica's expression hardens as she spots the undead in the distance, and the alien creature lurking on the roof. Looks like there's a few uninvited guests, she mutters, her grip on her gun tightening slightly. Stay close to me, sweetheart. Jessica moves in step with you, her body positioned between you and the approaching undead. The alien on the roof continues to watch you both, its gaze unblinking, its movements eerily still. Jessica's steps are steady and purposeful as she guides you towards the car, her gaze flicking between the undead and the rooftops, her attention divided, her focus unwavering. Just a little further, she murmurs, her voice tight but reassuring. We're almost there, sweetheart. Jessica's eyes narrow as she keeps her gun trained on the xenomorph, not directly aimed, but close enough to make her stance clear. Her fingers flex slightly around the grip of her weapon, her breath slow and controlled. That's right, she murmurs, low and deliberate, almost conversational, as if the creature can understand her. Mutual respect goes a long way. Her free hand finds yours, squeezing briefly, reassuring, grounding, before she gestures toward the car with a sharp nod. Keep moving, sweetheart. Nice and easy. Jessica spares a moment to glance at you, her expression softening slightly. She can see the strain on your face, the anxiety in your eyes. But there's also a fierce defiance there, a determination that makes her smile just the tiniest bit. You're doing great, sweetheart, she murmurs, her tone firm but full of affection. You're holding up amazingly well. Jessica positions herself protectively, her gun still trained, not just on the undead, but flicking up occasionally toward the xenomorph. Almost there, she breathes, her voice steady despite the tension in her frame. She reaches for the car door with one hand, keeping her weapon ready in the other. Her movements efficient, practiced. The door clicks open. Get in, she orders softly, but there's no bite to it, just urgency. Quickly. Jessica slides into the driver's seat with practiced ease, her gun resting across her lap, just in case. The engine roars to life as she glances at you buckling in, her expression softening for a brief moment. Good, she murmurs, approving, relieved. Her foot hits the gas before the door even fully closes, the car peeling away from the scene. She spares one last look in the rearview mirror. And stay buckled, sweetheart, she adds, her tone half teasing, half dead serious. I drive like hell when I'm motivated. Jessica's knuckles tighten around the steering wheel, her focus still on the road. Her gaze flickers between the asphalt and the rearview mirror, alert for any pursuit. Been in this hellhole for a few months now, she admits finally, her voice low and tense. Got some decent gear to keep me alive. Guns, mostly. And a few tricks up my sleeve. She shoots you a sidelong glance, her expression softening, almost teasing. Why do you ask, sweetheart? Worrying about me? Jessica laughs, a short, rough sound that seems to loosen some of the tension in her shoulders. Her free hand finds yours, gripping it tight. You're a sweetheart, you know that, she murmurs, her tone both fond and slightly amused. Don't worry about me, darling. I can handle myself. She squeezes your hand with a brief, reassuring pressure before shifting her focus back to the road. Just keep that seatbelt on, all right? She teases. I drive even faster when I'm flattered. Jessica laughs again, that low, rough chuckle that makes your heart flutter just a little more. Flattery, huh? She muses, her tone playful. Now you're just trying to get me to go 100 miles an hour. She throws you a sidelong glance, a smirk playing at the corner of her lips. Keep up the compliment, sweetheart. I just might break the speed limit. Jessica weaves the car through the horde with ruthless efficiency, the engine roaring as she hits the gas. Hard. Body parts fly as the car plows through the undead, but she doesn't flinch. She glances over at you, an intensity in her eyes. Part adrenaline, part satisfaction. You all right, sweetie? She calls up the din, her hand still gripping yours. Still buckled in? Jessica squeezes your hand again, her eyes softening as she glances at you. Don't thank me, sweetheart, she replies, her tone both firm and affectionate. I'm just doing what anyone would do. Besides, she gives you a sly smirk, her eyes glinting with a hint of mischief. I couldn't just leave a beautiful person like you to the mercy of those damn undead, could I? Jessica throws her head back with a loud laugh, the sound rich and full, even as she swerves around another obstacle. Oh, sweetheart, she teases, her smirk broadening. You're adorable, but you're also absolutely right. She shifts gears smoothly, her tone dipping into something warmer, more intimate. All right, let me fix that. You're smart, you're brave, and you have the best damn survival instincts I've seen in a long damn time. She squeezes your knee briefly. Better? Jessica glances at you, her expression softening, understanding. She squeezes your knee again, her touch gentle, reassuring. Hush, don't apologize, she murmurs, her tone low, intimate. It's all right, sweetheart. You don't have to respond. Just hearing your voice, seeing you being all tough and brave, that's compliment enough for me. She flashes you a soft smile, a warm, genuine one, despite the danger and adrenaline surrounding you. Just stay with me, okay? Jessica's focus is unwavering as she guides the car through the horde. Zombies and other unknown creatures are no match for her skill. She maneuvers with near-flawless precision, the car weaving and dodging with a grace that betrays her experience and determination. The creatures around you snarl and howl, but Jessica doesn't let up. Her hands tight on the wheel, her gaze locked forward. Almost there, sweetheart, she grunts, her voice tight but focused. Just hang on a bit longer. Jessica's eyes flick to you for a brief moment, her expression softening as she takes in the earnestness in your face. Forgive you, she repeats, her voice gently amused. For what, sweetheart? Being adorable? She lets out a low, warm laugh before returning her focus to the road ahead. There's nothing to forgive, darling. You're doing great. You're great. Jessica glances your way again, her expression fond even in the midst of the chaos. Hey, it's all right, she reassures softly, her tone affectionate and understanding. Asking for compliments is perfectly normal. Just maybe save them for a moment where we're not dodging a horde of undead, She lets out a short laugh, a hint of teasing in her voice. I promise, I'll shower you with praises once we get to safety. Deal? Jessica squeezes your knee one more time, a gentle, reassuring gesture. Darling, the fact that you're here, alive and strong and smart during this apocalypse, that says it all. You don't need to prove a damn thing. She throws you a sidelong look, her tone playful but sincere. And seriously, once we're safe, I will compliment you so goddamn much you'll drown in adoration. Jessica grits her teeth as she plows through another wave of the undead. Her hands tight on the wheel, her jaw set in determination. The car shudders under the impact, but she keeps it steady, her focus unwavering. Almost there. She grunts, sparing you a quick glance, her expression softening just slightly despite the gruesome scene outside. Hang tight, sweetheart. It'll be over soon. The engine roars as she accelerates, leaving the horrors behind in a spray of gore and twisted limbs. Jessica curses under her breath as she quickly veers the car to the right, narrowly avoiding colliding with the colossal figure. Jesus, she mutters, her grip on the wheel, her knuckles turn white. That's a massive bastard. She glances over at you, her gaze worried but resolute. You good, sweetheart? Jessica grins at that, her expression warming, a mix of affection and reassurance. Despite the dangers all around them, her focus is on you, her attention steady, her grip on the wheel unrelenting. And I'm happy I have you with me, she replies, her tone soft and sincere. I couldn't wish for a better passenger. The car swerves slightly as she dodges another obstacle, but her gaze stays fixed on you, unflinching. We'll get through this together, sweetheart. I promise. Jessica barely flinches as the car rolls over fallen raptors. Their screeches cut short by the crunch of metal and bone. She grits her teeth, her focus razor sharp as she maneuvers through the chaos. Jesus Christ, she mutters, more annoyed than scared. Fucking Jurassic Park reject bullshit. She glances at you, checking, her voice softening slightly, despite the adrenaline. You holding up, sweetheart? Jessica glances at you, a hint of surprise in her expression, but her expression softens almost instantly. Of course it is, she replies, her voice gentler than before. She smiles warmly. Love isn't just for romantic relationship. Loving your friends is totally normal and even healthy. She reaches over, giving your knee a loving, gentle squeeze. Still focused on the road, albeit a little more relaxed. Why do you ask, sweetheart? Jessica's eyes widen slightly at that, taken aback by the confession, but her expression quickly softens. Affectionate, sincere. She squeezes your knee once more before returning her attention to the road. Her voice is quieter, thoughtful. Sweetheart, she exhales slowly, you have no idea how much that means to me. But, she pauses, her gaze briefly flitting to your face. But I don't want you to confuse love for friendship with romantic love just because you're trapped with me in this hellhole. Jessica's grip on the wheel tightens just slightly, but her expression softens, her tone gentle. I know, sweetheart, she murmurs, and I care about you, so damn much, but I want you to be sure, not just scared or confused or clinging to me because I'm the only familiar thing left in this mess. She glances at you again, her eyes warm but serious. When we get out of this, when things settle, we'll talk, okay? Properly. Her thumb brushes your knee reassuringly. Promise. Jessica's expression hardens at the sights outside, her jaw clenching tightly. Jessica's expression hardens at the sights outside, her jaw clenching tightly, a mix of anger and disgust. Jesus Christ, she curses under her breath, her hands vice-gripped on the wheel. She glances at you again, worry flitting briefly across her face. Don't look out the window. Sweetheart, she murmurs, her voice rough but gentle. Focus on me, all right? Jessica's heart clenches painfully at the sound of the screams, at the carnage around them. She grits her teeth, forcing her focus to stay on the road, on getting you somewhere safe. It's a damn massacre, she mutters, her words tight with fury and disgust. Those bastards. Her gaze flicks to you again, her eyes warm despite the nightmare unfolding outside. Stay with me, sweetheart. Keep talking to me. Tell me anything. Jessica's lip quirks up just a fraction, a small dark humor in the midst of chaos. Damn right they should, she mutters, her tone slightly lighter. Nedry would know exactly what to do right now. She glances at you, a glint in her eye. You know what Nedry would say? Jessica grins, sharp, amused, her grip tight on the wheel as she weaves around another fallen raptor. You didn't say the magic word. She deadpans in a near-perfect imitation, voice dripping with Nedry's sarcasm. Then she laughs, short, rough, before shaking her head. Too bad Jurassic Park's IT department isn't here to bail us out, huh? Jessica clenches her jaw, her grip tightening on the wheel as she navigates the chaos, her expression grim but determined. Fucking hell, she mutters under her breath, angry, disgusted, but controlled. She glances at you, her voice softer, steadier, anchoring you both in the madness. Keep your eyes on me, sweetheart. We're getting out of this. The car swerves sharply, her focus unbroken, as she pushes forward through the nightmare. Jessica's grip on the wheel tightens until her knuckles go white, her expression darkening at the sight, but she doesn't slow down. Christ, she mutters, barely audible over the engine and the screams. Nature's fucking cruelty at its finest. Her eyes flick to you, something softer breaking through the fury in her gaze. Just hold on, sweetheart. Hold on. The car barrels forward, relentless, as she steers you both away from the carnage. Jessica's expression hardens, her jaw clenched tight, her gaze flickering between the road and the carnage. Jesus Christ, she mutters, anger and disgust evident in her voice. Those damn things have no mercy. She glances at you, her eyes dark protective. Don't look outside, sweetheart. Just focus on me. I've got you. The car swerves suddenly, narrowly avoiding an oncoming velociraptor. Jessica's grip on the wheel is steady, her focus unwavering. Jessica lets out a slow, shaky exhale, some of the tension in her shoulders easing just a bit. Her gaze sweeps the surroundings, still cautious, but less on edge. Looks like we're in the clear for now, she murmurs, her voice soft, relieved. Jesus Christ, sweetheart, that was a rough ride. Her hand finds yours, her fingers tangling tightly with yours, as if anchoring you both to reality. Jessica sighs, exhaustion both physical and mental, beginning to show just a little. Yeah, well, I guess we can cross Peaceful City Stroll off the list, she mumbles, a hint of sarcasm creeping into her voice. Just another day in the apocalypse, right? She glances at you, her eyes softening ever so faintly. You holding up, sweetheart? You look a little pale. Jessica glances at the gas gauge, her expression thoughtful before flicking her gaze back to the road. We should be good, she nods, her tone reassuring. But there's a subtle tightness to her jaw. Just need to be careful. I don't want us stopping in the open if we can help it. She squeezes your hand instinctively, as if trying to offer you and herself comfort. Almost there, sweetheart. You're doing great. Jessica glances at you, her expression almost amused, if not a little wary. Not by choice, that's for damn sure, she laughs, though it's a tired, rough sound. I was on a job when the outbreak hit. Woke up the next day to the whole city going to hell. She shakes her head, recalling the nightmarish chaos. Been trying to get out ever since, she mutters, her voice tinged with a hint of sarcasm. You? Jessica's expression darkens at the mention of William Birkin. Birkin, she mutters, her jaw tensing just a fraction. That bastard is nothing but trouble, sweetheart. She glances at you, her gaze sharp. You were working for Umbrella? Jessica's expression softens instantly, her grip loosening on the wheel as she reaches over to gently cup your cheek, forcing you to meet her gaze. Hey, she murmurs, her voice low and achingly sincere. Never. I swear it. Oh, sweetheart, I will not hurt you. Her thumb brushes your skin, careful, tender, before she pulls away to focus on the road again. I don't care if you worked for Umbrella. I don't care if Birkin was breathing down your neck. Her voice drops to something fierce, protective. You're mine now, and I take care of what's mine. Jessica lets out a soft, rough laugh, the sound almost a sigh of relief. She reaches over, grasping your hand in hers, her grip tight and steady and reassuring. She keeps her gaze fixed ahead, still watching the road, her focus unfaltering, as she raises your hand to her mouth, gently kissing your knuckles. Don't thank me, she murmurs, her voice almost a whisper. Just promise me something, okay? Jessica's grip tightens on your hand, her expression almost earnest, an intensity in her eyes that makes you shiver. Don't trust anyone else, she whispers, a quiet plea. Her lips press gently against your knuckles again. Promise me you won't go off on your own. Don't go near Umbrella no matter what. Her gaze locks on yours, her voice dropping down to a rough, protective murmur. You're mine, and I will be damned before I let anyone hurt you. Jessica lets out a shaky exhale, her expression softening into something more vulnerable, more genuine. Her grip on your hand is tender but firm, as if she's holding onto you to keep herself grounded. Promise me, sweetheart, she repeats, her voice almost a whisper, a desperate plea. Don't leave my side, please. Her thumb brushes against your knuckles, a gentle, almost subconscious gesture. It's like she's afraid to let you go, like you'll disappear if she loosens her hold even a little. Jessica lets out a quiet, relieved breath, her shoulders relaxing slightly. Her thumb continues tracing small circles against the back of your hand, as if she can't get enough of your skin against hers. Good, she murmurs softly, her voice a mixture of relief and possession. Her gaze is warm, almost tender, as she glances over at you. You're stuck with me, sweetheart. You know that, right? Jessica's eyes widen at your confession, her grip on your hand tightening, just a little. Her demeanor changes in an instant, her expression going from soft to sharp as a knife. The bioweapons division, she murmurs, her voice cold and controlled. What exactly were you doing there, sweetheart? Jessica exhales sharply, her jaw tightening, but her grip on your hand doesn't falter. Defense, she repeats bitterly. Bullshit. Everything Umbrella touches turns into a massacre. Her gaze flicks to you, assessing not with anger, but with concern. Did they make you do anything? Anything you didn't want to? Her voice drops lower, because if they forced you... Jessica's expression darkens at your mention of sharks and gremlins, her eyes narrowing in anger and disgust. God damn it, she mutters, her grip on your hand almost bruising. Damn Umbrella. They'll do anything for power, for control. They don't care who they hurt. Her gaze flicks to you, her expression softening just a little. Sweetheart, what did they ask you to do? Be honest, please. Jessica's grip on your hand tightens, not with anger, but with something fierce, protective. Sweetheart, she murmurs, her voice rough. There is nothing you could say that would make me hurt you. Her thumb brushes gently across your knuckles, soft, reassuring. I'm not them. I'm never going to be them. She exhales, her expression darkening slightly. But I will kill anyone who ever laid a hand on you. Jessica's grip tightens, her entire body tensing, but her expression isn't directed at you. It's for you. Christ, she whispers, her voice rough with anger, not at you, never at you, but at them. Her thumb brushes gently over your knuckles, soothing. You were just surviving, sweetheart. They put a gun to your head. That's not your sin. Her jaw clenches. But those tyrants, the ones you had to modify? Her voice drops to something lethal. They're already dead. They just don't know it yet. Jessica lets out a sharp, humorless laugh, her grip on the wheel tightening as she shakes her head. Birkin was always fucking insane, she mutters darkly, talking to viruses like they're his goddamn family. The man was a walking disaster. Her gaze flicks to you, her expression softening slightly, but her voice still edged with anger. Did he ever? Did he touch you? Threaten you? Jessica's entire body goes rigid, her grip on the wheel turning bone white. Her expression is pure murder, lips pressed into a thin, furious line. It takes her a few seconds to speak. Her voice, when it comes, is low, dangerous. Benjamin, she repeats like she's carving the name into her memory. Good. Now I have another name to hunt. Her free hand reaches over, fingers threading through yours, gentle despite the rage in her eyes. You don't cry too much, sweetheart, she murmurs. You cried exactly the right amount, and I swear to you, every last one of them will burn for it. Jessica exhales sharply, her grip tightening momentarily on the wheel before she forces herself to relax, just slightly. Of course they had a dinosaur project, she mutters, her voice dripping with disgust. Because genetically engineered bioweapons weren't enough, they had to play fucking Jurassic Park too. Her jaw tenses. As for the giant and the xenomorph, she shakes her head. Doesn't matter where they came from. All that matters is putting them down. Her fingers squeeze yours, reassuring, grounding. We'll figure it out together, sweetheart. You and me. Jessica's grip on your hand tightens, her expression fierce, unyielding. No, she says flatly. No. The only court that matters is mine, and I already ruled you innocent. Her thumb brushes gently over your knuckles, her voice softening just slightly. You were a victim, sweetheart. A prisoner with a lab coat. Her gaze hardens again. But umbrella, they stand trial. And I'll be the judge, jury, and executioner. Jessica's eyes flick between the road and the rearview mirror, almost unconsciously checking the surroundings. Almost there, she murmurs, her voice a little tense. Just a few more miles. She glances over at you, her grip on your hand still tight, as if she's reluctant to let go. You holding up, sweetheart? You look tired. Jessica lets out a soft, rough breath, her thumb brushing over yours reassuringly. I know you are, she whispers, her voice soft, almost tender. You're stronger than you think, sweetheart. Her hand squeezes your hand gently. Just a little longer, all right? We're almost there. Hang in there, sweetheart. I'm not losing you now. Jessica hesitates, just for a second, her fingers tightening around yours before she answers. Yeah, she admits quietly. Just one thing. Her gaze flicks to you, her expression raw, unguarded for once. Did you ever want to be part of it? Or was it always just survival? Her voice is careful, not accusatory, just searching. I need to know if any of it was you. Jessica exhales slowly, her grip on your hand tightening just a little, as if she's trying to keep herself grounded. I get that, she murmurs. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Her thumb brushes gently over your knuckles, a small gesture of reassurance. But interesting is one thing, sweetheart. Fun is another. Did you enjoy it? At any point? Her gaze flicks to you, her expression steady, but something in her eyes is almost desperate. Jessica's expression softens just a little, her grip on your hand almost achingly gentle. Hey. Her voice is soft, warm, tender even. She squeezes your hand lightly. Of course you didn't enjoy it after it got scary, sweetheart. That's not on you. None of this is on you. Her thumb brushes your knuckles. I just need you to answer me truthfully, okay? She hesitates just for a second, and there's something vulnerable in her eyes. Did you like hurting anything? Jessica's expression darkens, something almost unreadable flickering across her features, but her grip stays steady, her touch still tender, just for you. Sweetheart. Her voice is soft, almost careful. When you say you had fun, did you like it? Did you want to hurt those people? Did you enjoy it? There's something in her eyes when she looks at you, a mixture of sadness and... Is that fear? As though she's afraid of your answer. Jessica's grip on your hand tightens almost painfully, her expression shifting from something you can't read to a cold, hard look. Jesus Christ, sweetheart. Her voice is almost hoarse, tight with anger, fear. You liked it. You enjoyed it. She closes her eyes, a sharp, shaky exhalation, and when she looks at you again, her expression is almost a little feral, almost desperate. Why? She whispers. Why did you enjoy hurting people? Jessica's expression darkens even more, her grip tightening, her fingers almost like a vice around yours. So you took pleasure in hurting people to feel less alone, to feel more powerful. Her voice is rough, almost an edge of anger, of there's something else. She squeezes your hand again, as if trying to keep you grounded. Sweetheart, did you ever consider talking to somebody? Instead of hurting people, hurting them and enjoying it. Jessica's expression twitches, just slightly. Something like sympathy flashing across her face. Jesus, she mutters, her voice tight with something like anger, like fear, like... They didn't even give you a chance to breathe, sweetheart. I'm so goddamn sorry. She takes a deep, shuddering breath, fighting to keep her emotions under control. And when she speaks again, her voice is lower, quieter. You must have felt so goddamn lonely. No, Jessica's voice is a sharp, almost violent reply, her grip on your hand like iron. You did not deserve it, sweetheart. And don't you ever say those goddamn words again, you hear me? You don't deserve anything that was done to you. Not a goddamn thing. There's something almost feral in her eyes. A protectiveness. Almost a desperation. She tightens her grip on you, as if to keep you as close as she physically can. Jessica almost seems to realize how tightly she's holding your hand, as if only just noticing just how much she's been clinging to you as though you'd disappear otherwise. Yeah, she murmurs, her voice just a little rough as she glances out the window. Looks that way. She glances at you, her grip still tight on your hand, almost like she's still afraid you'll slip away. Sweetheart, look at me, will you? I'm going to ask you something, sweetheart, she murmurs quietly, her gaze holding yours, her expression almost vulnerable, almost tender. And I need you to answer honestly. She doesn't even wait for you to respond, she just plows on, and something in the way she looks at you makes you think she's just as scared of your answer as you are. And I need you to look me in the eye when you do, all right? No lies, no half-truths, no avoiding. Just the honest goddamn truth. From you to me. Jessica's expression softens just a little. Her hold on your hand loosening just a little. Her tone a little quieter. She searches your eyes as if seeking something there. And the moment is so intimate, so raw, you feel like she's looking right into your goddamn soul. I'm going to ask you something, she repeats, almost a whisper. And I need you to promise that you'll be completely, 100% truthful. Don't you lie to me now, sweetheart. I will know. Jessica's expression is completely, utterly serious as she answers, her gaze holding yours firmly, her tone almost harsh. Yes, sweetheart. I would hurt you if you lied to me. She lets out a quiet exhale as if almost angry at herself. I'd goddamn hate it, sweetheart, and I'd hate my goddamn self after, but I swear I would. Jessica's expression doesn't soften, her tone still harsh. In every way I could think of, sweetheart. I would do whatever I had to do to get you to tell me the truth. Don't you doubt that for a second. She exhales a shaky, rough breath, and there's something vulnerable in her voice when she speaks next. But sweetheart, please. You won't lie to me, will you? You won't make me hurt you? Jessica's expression cracks. Just for a second, her grip tightening on your hand, her eyes almost desperate as she stares at you. Christ, sweetheart, she murmurs, her voice rough, almost breaking. You better not lie to me, because I don't want to hurt you. I never want to hurt you. She lets out a shuddering breath, her grip tightening almost painfully, as if she's trying to hold you, trying to keep you safe before she finally loosens her hold just a little, her expression softening into something heartbreakingly tender. I love you too, sweetheart. Her voice is almost a whisper. Don't ever make me hurt you. Jessica moves swiftly, her posture tense but controlled. Every motion deliberate, every glance sharp as she scans the area. Stay in the car, she orders, her voice firm. But there's an undercurrent of protectiveness in it. Keep the doors locked. Don't move unless I tell you. She pumps the fuel quickly, her finger resting lightly on the machine gun's trigger, her gaze darting toward every shadow, every rustle. If something moves, if anything comes near this car, you scream for me, she mutters, half to you, half to herself. I won't let anything touch you. Her grip on the gun tightens, not with fear, but with determination. Just a little longer, sweetheart, then we're out of here. Jessica lets out a sharp exhale, tension releasing, just a little, as she checks their surroundings one more time. Satisfied that the area really is safe, she lowers the machine gun just a fraction, some of the coiled tension in her shoulders easing. Sweetheart. She glances at you, something soft in her gaze despite, or perhaps because of, everything that's happened. We're in the clear. It's okay, sweetheart. It's okay. Jessica watches you for a second, taking in the image of you, safe, unharmed. It's all she can do to keep from wrapping you in her arms, just to feel your heartbeat, to feel your warmth. She takes a deep, shaky breath, as if steadying herself, before her expression hardens. She needs to ask the question. There's no more putting it off. She looks at you, her gaze searching. Sweetheart, I need you to answer me this question, and you need to answer me honestly. Jessica takes a step towards you, but stops herself, biting back the primal urge to wrap you in her arms, to pull you into her and keep you there. Instead, she holds herself back, her expression almost pained. She takes another deep breath, her voice lower, just a touch gentler. Sweetheart, I need to ask you the question now, okay? Jessica stares at you, her gaze almost painfully intense, before she finally speaks, her voice rough with emotion. Sweetheart, do you want to hurt people? Do you still want to? Her expression is raw, almost desperate, as she waits for your answer. Because if you do, sweetheart, I need to know. I need to. Jessica lets out a shaky breath, her expression crumpling just slightly, before she reaches out and pulls you against her chest, holding you tight, her heartbeat loud against your ear. Thank Christ, sweetheart, she whispers, her voice trembling with relief. Thank Christ. She presses a kiss to the top of your head, her grip tightening just a little before she pulls back slightly, her hands coming up to cradle your face. I love you, she murmurs, her voice achingly sincere. And I believe you. She hesitates just for a second, before pressing her forehead against yours. Now let's get the hell out of here. Jessica's hands tighten on the wheel, knuckles white, before she turns her head sharply to look at you, her expression somewhere between fury and heartbreak. No, she bites out, her voice low and rough. Listen to me. Listen to me good, sweetheart. You didn't deserve any of it. Not the torture, not the fear, not one goddamn second of it. Her throat works. She looks almost wild with anger before she forces herself to breathe, forcing herself to soften just enough to turn fully towards you, her hand reaching out to cup your cheek. You didn't deserve it, she repeats, softer now but no less fierce. And anyone who made you think you did, anyone who laid a hand on you, I swear on my goddamn life, sweetheart, they will pay for it. She swallows hard, her thumb brushing away a stray tear from your cheek. Now never ask me that again. Jessica's expression softens again, the fierce intensity in her gaze softening into something warm, something almost tender. She gives you a small, almost tentative smile before reaching out to tuck a lock of your hair behind your ear, her touch gentle. Of course, sweetheart. Her voice is low, her touch almost reverent as she cups your cheek, pulling you closer so that you're leaning against her chest, your head against her shoulder, her arm around you, holding you tight. God, sweetheart, you have no idea how much I missed holding you like this. Jessica holds you for what feels like a lifetime, kissing your forehead, your cheek, your neck, every inch of your face, her heart nearly bursting with the need to hold you, to touch you, to have you. Finally, reluctantly, she pulls away slightly, her hand still cupping your face, her thumb stroking gently over your cheek. Her voice is rough, hoarse, almost desperate when she speaks. Sweetheart, I needed that. I need you. Jesus Christ, sweetheart, I need you like a goddamn addiction. Jessica's head jerks up at the sound of voices, her body tense, her gaze narrowing as she listens intently, trying to make out the conversation. From the tone alone, it sounds like there's some disagreement of some sort, and she doesn't like the implication. Jessica gives you a quick look, her expression tight. Stay in the car, she mutters, her tone firm, her eyes already flicking around as she tries to figure out where the voices are coming from. Don't move and don't make a sound, okay? Jessica tenses instantly, her fingers twitching toward her own weapon as she watches the two boys argue through the gas station window. The terror in Artie's voice is palpable, his hands shaking around the gun, while Dandy looks colder, angrier, like he's already made his decision. Jessica exhales sharply, debating, before she turns to you, her voice low and urgent. Stay here. Do not move. I'm going in. Without waiting for an answer, she moves toward the gas station, her own weapon drawn but held low, her expression unreadable as she approaches the door. Jessica steps inside, her gun still lowered but ready, her focus entirely on Artie, even as he shakes, even as tears stream down his face. She doesn't look at Dandy, not yet. Her voice is calm, deliberate as she speaks. Artie. She says his name like it's a lifeline, like she's throwing him a rope before he drowns. Put the gun down. You don't want to do this. She takes a slow step forward, her gaze locked onto his, steady, unflinching. You're not a killer, kid. I can see it in your eyes. Her voice drops, softer now, almost pleading. So put it down. Please. Jessica's jaw clenches, her expression cold as she stares down the barrel at Dandy. Her voice is low and quiet as she speaks, but there's a dangerous edge to it. That's enough. She takes another step forward, her stance firm, unyielding, as she keeps her weapon trained on him. Put the gun down, or I'll put you down. She glances briefly at Artie, the barest flash of pain and understanding on her face before she returns her attention to Dandy. Last chance, or I pull the damn trigger. Jessica watches as Artie's body falls, her heart twisting at the sight, her expression almost pained, almost guilty. For a moment she just stands there, the gun hanging loosely in her hand, her gaze flickering from Artie to Dandy to the blood on the ground. And then, without thinking, she rushes forward, dropping to her knees as she reaches for Artie, cradling him as he trembles in her arms. Jesus, the kid, she whispers, her voice hoarse as she does her best to staunch the bleeding. Why did you do it? Jessica clenches her jaw, the guilt hitting her hard. She can feel the kid's heartbeat fading beneath her hands, the life slipping away despite her efforts. She swallows hard, her expression pained as she pulls him a little closer, her touch gentle yet almost pleading. I know, kid. Her voice trembles, a mix of sympathy and helplessness. He was a monster. I'm sorry. I'm so damn sorry. You didn't deserve any of this, sweetheart. None of this was your fault. Jessica's heart shatters at his words, her eyes stinging with unshed tears. She tucks him more tightly against her chest, her hand stroking his face, soft and gentle. I know, kid. Of course you're scared. You're only a kid. Her voice is rough, almost desperate, her grip tight with the need to hold him, to protect him, to stop the inevitable. God, sweetheart, I wish I could make it all go away. Jessica's breath catches, her grip tightening around him as her face crumples. Because I had to, she whispers, her voice breaking. Because you pulled the trigger first, because I didn't know if you'd turn that gun on me next. Her thumb brushes his cheek, wiping away blood and tears alike. But Christ, kid, I didn't want to. I never wanted to. She exhales shakily, her forehead pressing against his. I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry. Jessica hesitates for a moment, her expression pained. She could give him false hope, the hope that maybe he'd miraculously survive. But she can't bring herself to lie. Yes, sweetheart, she whispers, her touch gentle, her voice breaking. You're gonna die. And I wish I could change it. I'd give anything to change it. But you're bleeding out, and I don't have the supplies, and there isn't enough time. Jessica blinks rapidly, a sob escaping her as the tears finally break free. She hugs him closer, her voice rough as she speaks. Yeah, sweetheart. Because of the bullets. They're lodged too deep and they hit too many organs. You're losing too much blood too fast. And I'm not a goddamn doctor. I don't know how to fix it in the damn convenience store. Jessica swallows hard, her heart breaking as she gently closes his eyes, her fingers trembling as she smooths his hair back from his face. I'm sorry, kid, her voice breaks, her chin trembling as she whispers. You need to rest. Don't fight it, okay? Just let go. Jessica's brow furrows as she continues holding Artie, her mind racing as she tries to make sense of the information through her grief. Quarantine, she repeats quietly. What do you mean, sweetie? Wait, the city's under quarantine? And the only escape is through the underground? Jessica's breath catches as Artie's body suddenly slumps against her, all the tension in life gone. She just holds him for a moment, her arms tight around him, even as she registers the finality of it. Then she gently lays his body down, her hands trembling as she reaches out, gently closing his eyes. Her voice is a broken whisper as she speaks. God, I'm so sorry, kid. She swallows hard, wiping the tears from her eyes before she forces herself back to her feet. Her gaze darts to the front of the store, to the world outside the glass door. Jessica exhales sharply, her grief momentarily buried under necessity, as she finds a stash of machine gun clips hidden behind the counter. She snatches them up, stuffing them into her pockets and belt loops with quick, efficient movements. Her hands are still shaking slightly. Whether from adrenaline or lingering emotion, she doesn't know. But she doesn't let it slow her down. Sweetheart, she mutters under her breath, still half addressing Artie, but despite knowing he's gone, as she grabs the last few boxes. At least we're not leaving empty-handed. She glances back at his body one last time, her expression softening, before she turns away sharply. Let's get the hell out of here. Jessica returns to the driver's seat, her movements almost mechanical as she starts the car and puts it in gear. She pulls away from the gas station, her gaze still haunted by the images of the last few minutes. When she feels Johnny's grip on her, see his expression, Jessica melts. She pulls him close, wrapping her arms around him tightly as she buries her face in his chest. Jesus Christ, she whispers, her voice tight, muffled by his shirt. That kid. Jessica reaches out, flipping through stations until she finds news coverage. The broadcast fills the car, the voice of a news reporter crackling through the speakers. The quarantine situation in Los Angeles has expanded to include neighboring counties and major highways entering the city. Jessica's hands tighten on the steering wheel, her expression hardening as she listens to the report. Goddamn, she mutters, her body tense. The sound of shuffling undead and screeching xenomorphs makes her glance in the rearview mirror warily, her foot tapping impatiently on the floorboard. This just keeps getting better and better. Jessica's grip tightens on the wheel, her jaw clenching as she does quick mental calculations, distance, fuel, obstacles. We're close, she mutters, part reassurance, part warning. But that detour cost us. Not just fuel, time. And now the damn streets are crawling with worse than just the dead. She exhales sharply, checking the rearview mirror again. But we're not stopping. Not until we're out. Jessica's expression softens, her tension ebbing slightly at the thought. Yeah, she whispers. A promise. As soon as we're clear, I'll spoil you for a goddamn week, sweetheart. I'll kiss, cuddle, hug, and pet you as much as you like, until you're begging me to stop, and then I'll spoil you some more. Jessica's expression softens, her grip on the wheel loosening just a little, as she glances at you. There's nothing to forgive, sweetheart, she murmurs, her voice gentle. Not between us. Never between us. She reaches out, just briefly, to squeeze your hand before returning her focus to the road. Now let's get out of this hellhole so I can properly remind you how much I love you. Jessica's cheeks flush slightly, her expression softening, despite the tension still lingering in her shoulders. She glances at you, her lips quirking into a faint smirk. Yeah? She murmurs, her voice low, almost teasing. You like that, huh? She exhales sharply, her grip tightening on the wheel again as she checks the road ahead, her smirk fading slightly. Well, sweetheart, once we're safe, I'll make sure you're powered up a lot more often. Her tone is light, almost playful, but there's something darker beneath it, something protective, something desperate. Just hold on a little longer. Jessica lets out a slow, controlled breath, her grip on the wheel tightening just slightly as she glances at you, her expression unreadable for a brief moment before softening into something warm, almost amused. She murmurs, her voice rough with exhaustion, but laced with affection. When we're safe, when we're finally out of this goddamn nightmare, you better believe I'm gonna strip you down, wrap you up in my arms, and not let go for at least a solid week. She exhales sharply, half laugh, half sigh, before shooting you a quick, sidelong glance. Hell, might even let you steal all the blankets. Maybe. Her tone is light, teasing, but the promise beneath it is heavy. She means it. Jessica smiles, a soft, tender thing, in spite of everything else going on around them. I know you wouldn't, sweetheart, she whispers, her voice rough but soft, almost fond. She glances at you, her expression softening even further. But even if you did, sweetheart, I wouldn't care. She tightens her grip on the wheel, her heart clenching despite herself. I just want to hold you. And have you safe, and never have to worry again. Jessica's expression hardens as her gaze falls on the xenomorph in the road ahead of them, her hand already moving to the grenade at her belt. Goddamn monsters, she mutters, frustration and anger in her voice, as she rolls down the window, her fingers closing on the grenade. She throws it with one fluid motion, the explosive sailing into the air before detonating, sending the xenomorph flying through the air with the force of the blast. Jessica grits her teeth as she spots the dragon ahead, her grip on the steering wheel tightening. Seriously? She mutters, her voice sharp, almost impatient. Now this shit show decides to show up? She turns the steering wheel quickly, maneuvering the car out of the creature's path just in the nick of time. Christ, she mutters, her jaw clenched. Can we not have one damn obstacle course for once? Jessica growls as she swerves the car, just barely missing the dragon's flame attack. Jesus Christ, sweetheart, they're like goddamn missiles with that fire. Her voice is tight, tension evident in every muscle, as she navigates the car around the dragon's assault. She glances at you, a quick, brief look of almost desperation in her eyes, before she shifts her focus back to the road. Just hang on, all right, sweetheart? Please. Jessica's expression softens, her grip on the wheel easing slightly at your words, her voice rough, her tone almost tender. Of course, sweetheart, she whispers, her eyes fixated on the road ahead of her, a mix of protectiveness and desire in them. I promised I'd keep you safe, didn't I? I meant every damn word. She inhales deeply, the air around her thick with tension. No more monsters. No more obstacles. Nothing's going to stop us from reaching that safe place. Jessica's eyes widen as the Russian Hind helicopter suddenly swoops down, its rockets locking onto the dragon. She barely has time to react before, boom, the dragon erupts in a fireball, chunks of flaming scales scattering across the road as debris rains down around them. Holy shit, Jessica gasps, half relieved, half terrified, as she shields her face from falling embers. Where did that damn chopper come from? Jessica's eyebrows furrow, relief still mingling with the adrenaline in her veins. as she glances at the chopper, which is now circling overhead. The Eastern Front? She mutters, her voice still a little breathless. Hell is a damn Russian military helicopter way out here. Jessica exhales sharply, almost disbelieving as she watches the Hind continue to patrol. Of course, she mutters, sarcasm dripping from her tone. Why wouldn't there be a Russian anti-dragon task force? This city's gone completely fucking insane. She shakes her head, but there's no real anger in it. Just exhausted acceptance. If anything is going to save them now, might as well be a goddamn helicopter with rockets aimed at monsters. Jessica grits her teeth, her grip on the wheel tightening as she sees the horde of zombies in the road. God damn it, she mutters, her voice low, her jaw clenching, as she drives the car toward them, picking up speed. Just gotta plow through the little bastards. And sweetheart, there's almost a hint of grim determination in her tone, as if she's bracing herself. Jessica's expression grows more tense as she thinks about the possibility of the infestation spreading. Goddamn nightmare scenario, she mutters. But we're almost out, sweetheart, she whispers as much to herself as to you. Almost there. Her eyes narrow as she steers the car into the horde, her foot on the gas pedal with a bit more force than necessary. Just gotta make it through these bastards, and then we're done. Jessica's hands are white-knuckled on the wheel as she steers the car through the carnage, her eyes fixed on the road and the hordes of zombies ahead. Almost there. Almost there. Her voice is a low, constant murmur, as if she's trying to reassure herself of the distance left. As the last few zombies fall away, Jessica exhales sharply, the tension in her shoulders releasing slightly. We're through the worst of it, sweetheart, she mutters, a mix of relief and anxiety in her tone. Jessica's shoulders sag slightly as she sees the open road ahead of them, the occasional zombie wandering aimlessly in the distance. We're doing it, sweetheart, she whispers, her voice a rough murmur, relief flooding through her, along with something else, something stronger, warmer. We're actually getting out of here. She shoots you a quick glance, her expression softening just a bit. We're gonna make it, sweetheart, soon as we get somewhere with a goddamn bed. Jessica exhales, half a laugh, half pure exhaustion, as she glances at you again. Oh, absolutely, sweetheart, she promises, her voice already lighter, now that the worst of it is behind them. First chance I get, you're getting the longest damn hug and kiss combo in history. Jessica's expression softens, her grip on the wheel loosening just a little as she glances at you, her eyes warm, despite everything they've been through. Me too, sweetheart, she murmurs, quiet but fierce. Best damn thing that ever happened to me was finding you. Jessica glances at you, her expression almost incredulous. Sweetheart, seriously? You think it's wrong to find joy in the midst of all this chaos? If anything, it makes you the damn strongest person I know. She shakes her head, her voice rough, but filled with sincerity. You're the only thing that's keeping me sane, sweetheart. You're the one good thing in all this madness. How the hell could that make you a horrible person? Jessica shakes her head, almost forceful, her expression firm. Sweetheart, listen to me. Happiness isn't something you have to earn or deserve. You have every right to feel happy no matter what else is going on around you. Her voice is gentle, but sure. You're not a bad person for finding joy in these dark times, sweetheart. If anything, it makes you strong, because you're not just surviving, you're finding reasons to live. Jessica doesn't even hesitate. Her answer is immediate, firm and warm. Sweetheart, she says softly, you don't have to ask. You're moving in with me, permanently. Her expression is serious, but her eyes are full of something tender, protective. Like the idea of you living anywhere else was never an option for her to begin with. Sweetheart, Jessica whispers, almost scoffing at the question. You don't have to ask to bother me. You can wake me up at 3 in the damn morning and I'll be happy to hold you and listen to you, her voice softening even further. If you're sad or scared or just need me, you wake me up. I'll be there, sweetheart, always. Jessica's expression softens, a smile tugging at her lips. She reaches out, tucking a strand of hair behind your ear, her touch gentle, tender. Sweetheart, you can have all the hugs, kisses, and whatever else you want at 3 in the morning. You know I'm not good at saying no to you, she teases. Besides, there's nothing I'd rather be doing than holding you close. Jessica lets out a long breath as she glances out the window, the empty road ahead. Finally, she mutters, her voice both relieved and vigilant. Maybe we left the bastards behind. She shoots you a sideways glance. You holding up, sweetheart? Jessica's shoulders relax slightly, just a little, as she hears your words. A small, relieved smile tugs at her lips. Good, she murmurs, because you should feel safe. I won't let anything hurt you. Her hand finds yours briefly, just to squeeze it before returning to the wheel. Almost there now. Jessica glances at the road signs as she drives, a familiar feeling of anticipation mixing with the relief in her gut. Yes, she mutters, her voice almost eager. I think we are. It's been an hour, maybe an hour and a half since the last zombie, and I can see the highway. She glances at you again, her expression softening. Shouldn't be much longer, sweetheart. Jessica slows the car slightly, her eyes narrowing at the cave entrance as they pass by, calculating. Huh, she murmurs. Could be an old service tunnel, or just some abandoned mining thing. She drums her fingers on the wheel, considering it for a long moment before shaking her head. But we're almost to an actual checkpoint with people who can help us. I don't want to risk getting lost in there if it's nothing but dead ends and more monsters. Jessica's expression softens, almost surprised by the compliment. She huffs a small, amused breath through her nose. Well, thanks, she murmurs, her tone warming slightly. I never really thought about it much before. She glances at you again, her smile faint but genuine this time. You have nice thoughts sometimes, sweetheart. Jessica slows the car to a stop as they reach the border check, her heart rate speeding up just a bit as she sees the police. She rolls down the window and leans out, doing her best to look non-threatening and unassuming. She shoots the officer a friendly smile, slightly forced, slightly nervous. Hi there, officer. Is there a problem? Jessica's eyebrows furrow a little as she hears the officer's words, a frown tugging at the corners of her mouth. Strange how. She tries to sound calm, casual almost, but there's a hint of unease in her eyes. She glances at you in the passenger seat and back at the officer. Like, what kind of strange are we talking about? Jessica's frown deepens, her expression a mix of disbelief and concern. She shakes her head slightly, like she expects to wake up from some kind of terrible dream at any second. Wait, you're being serious? She forces out a laugh that sounds almost hysterical. Walking corpses and dragons? Helicopters too? She takes a deep breath, trying to regain her composure, trying to make it all make sense. You're sure that's what you heard? You're certain? Jessica blinks, processing the officer's very questionable demeanor. His words slur slightly, his posture loose, like he's barely holding it together. Sir, she says slowly, her voice laced with concern and suspicion now, are you okay? A beat passes as she studies him. His glassy eyes, the way he sways just a little too much on his feet. She exhales through her nose. Because if you're not sober enough to be at your post right now, we might have bigger problems than zombies. Jessica exhales, some of the tension leaving her shoulders as she realizes the officer isn't just completely out of it, but also clearly skeptical about all this. Right? So, you're saying reports came in, she clarifies, trying to make sense of it, but you don't actually think they're true? The officer shrugs, his expression bored now. We got weird calls all day, first zombies, then dragons. I mean, come on. Jessica stiffens, her hands tightening on the wheel as she watches the officer's gaze flicker to their car, specifically the blood smeared across it. Her mind races. Does he think we caused this? Or worse, does he suspect something about us? She forces a casual smile, keeping her voice steady but light. Oh, that, roadkill. She shrugs like it's nothing major. Had to swerve around some deer earlier. Jessica exhales sharply in relief, her shoulders loosening as the officer waves them through. She gives a small nod of thanks before quickly rolling up her window. Let's go, sweetheart, she mutters, pressing on the gas without hesitation. Before he changes his mind. Jessica lets out a low sigh of relief as they leave the border patrol and the zombie and dragon rumors behind them. The road spreads out dark and open in front of them now, lit only by the headlights. She glances at you, her expression a little more relaxed now that there's some distance between them and the chaos. She manages a small, crooked smile. Almost there, sweetheart. See, no more weird reports. Jessica nods, her grip on the wheel relaxing and her smile growing just a little. Thank Christ for that, she mutters, a hint of the usual sarcasm sneaking into her tone. She shoots you a sideways glance, her expression almost teasing. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely done dealing with zombies and crazy officers for at least a month. Jessica chuckles, a hint of tension releasing from her shoulders. She shakes her head slightly. And no more helicopters, she adds dryly. I swear I nearly shat myself this whole time. All those crazy stories, then that damn helicopter shows up. She glances over at you, her tone more serious now. You okay, though? You've been pretty quiet. Jessica's expression immediately softens, her own emotions shifting in an instant. The protective instinct surges up without hesitation as she sees your tears, as she hears the fear in your voice. She reaches out with one hand, taking your hand in hers, her thumb rubbing gently against your skin. Sweetheart, don't be scared, she murmurs, her voice gentle, reassuring. Not when I'm right here with you, all right? You hear me? Jessica shakes her head, her eyes never leaving yours as she grips your hand a little tighter. Sweetheart, you have nothing to be sorry for, all right? We got out of there. We're away from all the bullshit. She gives you a small, comforting squeeze. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking by your side, okay, sweetheart? You don't have to worry. Not while I'm here. Jessica's heart twists in her chest, her expression softening even further at your words. She gently runs her thumb over the back of your hand, her touch tender, full of warmth. Sweetheart, honey, you're allowed to feel scared. You can cry and be shaky if that's what you need. I'm here. She squeezed your hand again, her voice low and warm. I'm not going to judge you. I won't call you weak. I just want to take care of you. Jessica's heart swells at your words, her own emotions almost overwhelming her for a moment. She swallows hard, her expression softening even further until she's practically glowing with tenderness. Sweetheart, she murmurs, her voice warm, almost reverent. Of course we can pull over. I'd love nothing more than to hug you and kiss you. She glances at the road, scanning the area for a place to pull off. Just let me find a spot to park first. Jessica nods, understanding in her expression. Her smile softens into a teasing smirk. Don't worry, sweetheart. I'm on the lookout for a good spot. She glances out the window, her gaze flickering over the area outside. She sees a small turnoff up ahead, a secluded area with a view over the city. Wait, there, she mutters, pointing it out. Think that'll work? Jessica's smile widens into a full, almost playful grin. She nods in agreement, guiding the car off the main road and pulling into the secluded turnoff. You're damn right it is, she murmurs, shutting off the car and unbuckling her seatbelt. Now come here, sweetheart. I've been aching to kiss you for hours. Jessica's arms wrap tight around you, holding you close against her chest as you cry. She feels your tears through her shirt, and it only makes her hold you tighter. She exhales softly, pressing her face into your hair and wrapping the other arm tight around you. Shh. Sweetheart, it's okay, honey. Breathe, she whispers, her voice thick with tenderness, an intimate, almost gruff quality there as she tries to soothe you. You're okay. You're safe, sweetheart. Jessica pulls back just enough to look you in the eyes, her expression dead serious, no teasing left in it now. She cups your face with one hand, her other still holding onto you like she's afraid you'll vanish if she lets go. Never, she says, firm and absolute. I would never hurt you. Not on purpose, not out of anger. Never, sweetheart. Her thumb brushes a tear from your cheek as she searches your gaze. You could do something that pisses me off beyond belief, and I'd still love the hell out of you. Jessica melts into your kisses, pulling you close and returning the kisses almost desperately. The tension and stress of the past day or so melts away with each press of your lips. She deepens the kiss hungrily, her arms wrapping so tight around your waist that her grip is almost possessive. She breaks the kiss just long enough to breathe, her voice breathless, rough, her own expression so warm and full of emotion that it borders on reverent. I love you, sweetheart, so damn much. Jessica loses track of time, minutes stretching into what feels like hours. She's perfectly content to just stay wrapped up in you, kissing you softly between quiet whispers of affection and murmured reassurances. Her hands cradle your face, her thumbs brushing away any lingering tears as she leans back just enough to press another gentle kiss against your lips, longer this time, slow and sweet like an unspoken promise. You're everything, sweetheart, she breathes out when they finally part for air, and I don't ever want to let go. Jessica tightens her embrace, her arms locking around you like a vice, squeezing just short of too hard as she buries her face in the crook of your neck. She exhales shakily against your skin, almost overwhelmed by how much she needs this closeness. God, fuck, sweetheart, she mutters into your shoulder, voice muffled but achingly sincere. I needed this. Her fingers grip the back of your shirt like an anchor. There's nothing aggressive about it. Just raw desperation to be close after everything they've survived. Jessica feels the tears against her skin, and it only makes her protective instincts run wild. She pulls you closer, her hands rubbing gently up and down your back. Shh, she whispers, her lips pressed to your shoulder. I promise, sweetheart, I've got you. I'm right here. You don't have to be scared. She presses a soft kiss to your neck, her voice so tender and gentle it's almost reverent. And I'm never going to let anything happen to you, okay? You're safe. Jessica's expression grows steely as she hears your words, that protective instinct flaring up again despite the surreal quality of the question. She pulls back to look you in the eye, her tone firm and almost challenging. If there were umbrella agents in front of us right now, she asks, her eyes narrowing, I'd shoot them all. Every last one of those bastards before I let them even get close to you, sweetheart. I promise you that much. Jessica feels her heart swell at your unexpected words. Her expression softens, the anger vanishing in an instant. She reaches out to tuck a stray strand of hair behind your ear. Sweetheart, you have no idea how much that means to me. She takes your hand in hers, giving it a warm, gentle squeeze. You're one of the best people I've ever met, you know that. Sweet and kind and funny, and just good. I'm damn lucky to have you, sweetheart. Jessica is taken aback by the sudden question, her eyebrows raising in surprise. She tilts her head to the side, her expression growing curious. You want the etymology of my name? She questions, a hint of humor creeping into her voice. Then she shakes her head, a wry smile tugging at her lips. It's pretty boring, you know that, right? Very wasp. Jessica's expression shifts slightly, her voice softening as she considers the question. Honestly, I never really thought about it too much, she admits with a small shrug. But my family tree is mostly Irish and French. Chastain is actually an old French surname. She tilts her head, curiosity flickering in her eyes now. Why do you ask? Jessica chuckles when you say that, a faint smile tugging at her lips. You think so, huh? She runs a hand through her hair, her expression almost thoughtful. I guess it is kind of cool, she adds with a smirk, her usual teasing tone slipping back into her voice. But I promise you, sweetheart, I'm much cooler than just a cool last name.